A tribute to Judge Frank Caprio. Justice with compassion. My brothers and sisters, I speak today not as a leader, not as a soldier, but as a human being carrying a heavy heart. We gather in sorrow, for we have lost a man who embodied both justice and humanity. Judge Frank Caprio. His passing is not only the loss of a jurist, but the loss of a rare moral compass in our world. Judge Caprio's courtroom was unlike most. He did not wear his robe to punish, but to understand. In a world quick to condemn, he extended his hand. He listened to stories others dismissed, saw poverty behind crime, and humanity behind mistakes. He showed us that mercy is not weakness, it is strength. For him, justice was not about destroying lives, but giving people another chance to rise. From afar, in Burkina Faso, I watched his example closely. Our people know injustice and inequality. Our systems have often failed to hear the poor and the voiceless. Yet through Judge Caprio's small acts of compassion, we saw what law could become, an instrument not of fear, but of dignity. He reminded us that leadership without heart is empty, that power without empathy is poison, and that judgment without understanding becomes violence. Judge Caprio was more than a judge. He was a servant of humanity. He smiled gently at children, listened patiently to the elderly, and treated every person before him with dignity. He made people feel seen when the world rendered them invisible. This is what made him extraordinary. His legacy proves that fairness and compassion are not enemies, but partners. Without compassion, justice becomes cold. Without justice, compassion becomes hollow. He carried both in balance. What touched me most was how his influence crossed borders. From his small courtroom in Providence, his message reached distant villages in Africa. Families gathered around televisions, not for entertainment, but for hope. Hope that even in the hardest institutions, kindness still has a place. Judge Caprio reminded us that leadership is not about standing above people, but beside them. As a young leader, I draw strength from his example. When I face decisions that shape millions of lives, I ask, how would Judge Caprio approach this? He would listen first not to power, but to pain. He would place humanity at the heart of policy. That lesson must guide us all. His loss is deeply felt. The world is colder without his voice, yet his light remains. We honor him not in words alone, but in action. In every moment, we choose mercy over punishment, understanding over indifference. Judge Frank Caprio's true legacy is a call to all of us to lead with humanity, to listen with intention, and to judge with compassion. May his memory guide us forward, and may we never let his flame die.